While I'm getting the next project ready, I thought it would be nice to show how I balanced the carbs on the VFR. So first, as you can see, the panels were removed. Now before we start, what actually is carb balancing? Carburetor synchronization. Carburetor synchronization is simply the process of adjusting the carburetors so they pass the same amount of fuel and air mixture to each cylinder. This is done by measuring the vacuum produced in each cylinder. Carburetors that are out of synchronization will result in decreased fuel mileage, increased engine temperature, less than ideal throttle response, and higher vibration levels. Before synchronizing the carburetors, make sure the valve clearances are properly set. Well, we already know that they are, as I've just finished rebuilding this engine, as we already know. So let's move straight on to getting the vacuum gauges out. These are the gauges and adapters I'll be using. You'll notice I only left 3 adapters. This is because one of the inlets already has a vacuum hose on it that's used to open the fuel tap on the tank. Well, now you can see why the long adapters are needed. Otherwise it would be impossible to connect the vacuum gauges. Well, that is unless you want to take the carbs off, which I really don't. The takeoff for cylinder 4 is different from the others as it's not on the intake runner. The port is actually cast into the side of the cylinder head. This is done so that you can get to it, although it's still not easy with the thermostat housing in the way. Since we are only dealing with vacuum here, the hoses are fine just being push fit. So here we are, all hooked up and ready to go. Now, as you can see from the faces of the dials, you can measure a multitude of engine parameters. But for now, all that we are interested in is getting the needles to sit in exactly the same place for all 4 cylinders. So the first thing I'm doing here is adjusting the gauges so the needles respond to any minuscule changes in vacuum, but are stable enough not to flutter, like you've seen them doing at the start. With the gauges set, you can see cylinders 1 and 3 are out of sync with 2 and 4, which isn't too bad really, since they were only set up roughly using the drill bit method on the build-up process. Now, to get them balanced properly. So to help you visualise a bit better what I'm doing, let's have a look at the underside of the carbs. So we have carb number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now the proper procedure for balancing these carbs is you balance carb number 2 to number 4 using this screw here, and then carb number 1 to number 3 using this screw here, and then you synchronise the pairs by using this screw here. Now let's get back to the bike and start synchronising. Now as we know, 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 are just about perfectly matched. So all we need to do is match up the front and rear pairs. And it's just as simple as that. We now have 4 perfectly balanced carbs. Tools away, now let's get the bike back together. That was easy, wasn't it? So I hope you found this little video informative, and if you'd like more instructional style videos, let me know in the comments. See you all again next time.